Cypher here. Today I want to try a new thing. During the semester I don't have much free time, hence the diatribes, so I thought I'd try making short reviews. Like what I put in the Best Worst 10 Films episode. You know, things that I want to talk about but just don't have a whole big thing to do. And another first, I want to talk about a TV show that I'm actually really fond of. Normally I don't do TV shows because there's a lot of content and they are normally much worse than movies. But today is an exception. AMC's The Sun came out earlier this year, and I was positively floored. It seems to have gone underneath the radar a little bit, but if you can find it, you ought to check it out. The show revolves around a man at 2 points in his life in southern Texas. One part is when he was captured and enslaved as a child by Comanches in 1849, and the other is when he's an elderly cattle baron trying to convert his kingdom to oil in 1915. If you can forgive this for making him seem like he's a spry 80-year-old, there is a lot going on within the plot. As a boy, he becomes loyal to his Comanche captors, eventually integrating as one of them, as they become more and more encroached upon by Texans. They get into fights with rangers, and there is just this incredible understanding of the Comanche-slaver dynamic. The second storyline revolves around the Texan Bandit War, as the cattle baron vies for land that contains oil. There are big battle scenes as sediciosos come across the Rio Grande to implement the San Francisco plan to take back the Nueces Strip. This culminates in a final battle as he takes over a Tejano's land by force, prompting this racial violence through conniving means. Now, some of this is overblown. It is an entirely fictional show, but the amount of violence in the final battle is beyond anything that happened. There was a rush of violence from 1915 to 1916 that ended in perhaps as many as 3,000 Mexicano and Tejano deaths, but that was spread out over time. But the river crossing fight is based on a real event. Seriously, South Texas was that brutal. Now, I study American violence and US Western history. That's my specialty. So while I was watching this show, I was reading several books that covered this time frame, which of course you can find in the description. And it was uncanny how I would read one thing and it would happen in the show. It is difficult to get the tone correct for the time, and how the changes over time affected everything. But it's Borderlands history done right. By doing so, they made an absolutely brilliant show, and I can't wait for season 2.